Hello viewers, welcome to UN College Digital Class. Today in Design and Analysis of Algorithm, I am going to discuss sorting. Already in the previous session, I have discussed about quick sort, but in today's session, I am going to discuss a very simple type of sorting. Okay, in our day-to-day life also, we perform sorting operation number of times. We are arranging our dress, we are arranging our books, we are arranging all the items in the kitchen, we are reordering our bedroom, we are arranging the drawing room in the similar ways. In computer programming, inside the memory, always it is the responsibility of operating system and other tools also to arrange the list of data so that accessing will be easier. Okay, when the data will be accessed in a very fast way, then the processing will be easier. Okay, in the similar way, there are number of times sorting operation are performed, and to perform sorting, there are number of algorithms are used. There are so many different types of algorithms are there, in which divide and conquer concept is used, in which recursion is used. But here I am going to explain a very simple type of algorithm of sorting, which is comparison sort. Let's start. Before writing the algorithm, let me explain it in a very simple way. Okay, here I have used 1 to 7, all these are indexes. You may use number of values and try to use unique values. You may use duplicate values also, no problem. Okay, here the values are 9, 23, 7, 8, 56, 1 and 16. Exactly what happens in comparison sort? It checks, is it smaller, is it smaller, is it smaller, in this way. Suppose you are comparing, you are sorting the elements in ascending order. It means that from lesser value to the greater value, we will arrange the list in this way. So what happens exactly here? It will start from this point and it will continue up to this point, and at each iteration it checks which element is smaller. If the first element is greater in comparison to the second element, then swap. In this way it compare each two consecutive elements, and when their condition is false, there will be a swapping. Okay, it means that each time we try to place each value at its proper location. Now let me explain. Suppose it is step 1. In step 1, what happens? We will start from this point. Is it smaller than this? Oh, yes. So 9 will be placed in the same position, no problem. Now we will check with these two consecutive value, which one is smaller? Obviously 7, so 7 will come to this point. Now we will compare 23 with 8. As 8 is smaller, 8 will come to this point. Now 23 is here now 23 with 56, 23 is smaller. So 23 will be placed here. Now we will compare 56 with 1. Which one is smaller? Two consecutive value. Each time you will check with two consecutive value. Obviously 1 will be here and 56 will be here. Now we will check 56 with 16. So 56 is greater, so 16 will be placed here, 56 will be placed here. After one iteration, it means that at the end of step 1, you will get this type of value. Okay. Then step 2. At step 2, what happens? Again we will perform the same comparison operation. 9 with 7, so 7 will come here, then 9, 9 with 8, then 8 will come here, then 9, 9 with 23, 29 will be placed as usual because it is smaller than 23. Then 23 with 1, 1 will be placed here, 23 will be placed here, 23 with 16. Now 16 will be placed here. Each time there will be a swapping if the second consecutive value is smaller in comparison to the previous one, because it is ascending sort. It will be totally different in case of descending sorting. Then 23 with 56, as 23 is smaller than 56, so it will be placed in this location, and 56 will be placed as it is previous location. So after step 2, you will get this output. 7, 8, 9, 1, 16, 23, 56. Again another step. Step 3. At step 3, again we will check 7 with 8, it is in proper location, then 8 with 9, proper location, 9 with 1, there will be a swapping. It means that 7 will be as usual, 7, 8, 1 will be here, then 9, 9 with 16, 9 is smaller, so 9 will be placed here, then 16, then 16 with 23, 16 is smaller, so 16 will be placed here, then 23 with 56, and all these are in proper order. So, list will be looked like this after step 3. At the end of step 3, we have got such type of output 7, 8, 1, 9, 16, 23, 56. So, now we will perform again comparison in another iterative approach and by in step 4. 7 with 8, all these are in proper position, 8 with 1, so 1 will come here, then 8, 8 with 9, all these are in proper position, 9 with 16, proper position, 16, 23, 56, all are actually inside the programming, inside the logic. Every time there will be a checking, and if there is violating the rule, then swapping. Okay. Comparison will be performed at each step. Then step 5, 7 with 1, 1 will be here, 7 will be here, 7 with 8, 8 will be here, then 9 with 16, 16 with 23, 23 with 56, and at the end of the step 5, we will get this type of output. It is clearly visible that after performing step 5 operation, means 5 time of iterating the loop, 5 time of performing the operation, checking the from starting point till the end point, we are getting the sorted elements. But the number of steps may differ if you input something else, or if you will input the list in a nearly ordered way or totally disordered way. Let us start it. I have used another example here. Let the list consist, list name is A, and the list consists of 16, 15, 11, 10 and 9, which is totally disordered way. Okay. Here the list contains all the element totally disordered way, and we need to sort it in ascending order. Then in this case, at step 1, what happens? We will compare 16 two consecutive. Just it is very simple to remember that at each time, at each iteration, you will compare with two consecutive elements, and which one is smaller, place it at the first position and the next one or the other one in the second position. So, 16, 15, 15 will be placed here, 16 will come to this, then 16, 11, 11 will be placed here, 16 will come to here, this point, then 16 with 10, 10 will be placed here, 16 will be placed here, then 16 with 9, 9 will be here, then 16 will be here. It means that after step 1, we will get this type of output. Then step 2, 15 with 11, 11 will come here, then 15, 15 with 10, 10 will come here, then 15, 15 with 9, 9 will come here, then 15, 15 with 16, all these are in proper position. So, after step 2, you will get this type of output. Then step 3, 11 with 10, 10 will come here, then 11 with 9, 9 will come here, then 11 with 15, 11 is smaller, so it will be placed at this position and all are in proper position. So, there will be no more swapping, and at step 3, we will get such type of output. Then step 4. Now, we will compare with these two consecutive elements, 9 will be placed here, then 10, 10 with 11, all these are in proper position. So, there will be no more swapping. At the step 4, we will get this output, which is already in totally sorted order. It means that we have used here 4 iterative or 4 times looping. Okay. In this example, I have used 5 elements, and after performing 4 times looping, we will get the sorted output. But in the previous example, I have used 7 elements, and after 5 iteration, I have got the sorted output. It means that when you are entering the values, when you are entering the data, in which way the data are stored, it matters here. I am taking another example in which the elements are nearly sorted. In that case, how many iteration it is taking for sorting? We will explain it. Here I have used another example. The list name is A here, and the elements are 9, 10, 20, 26 and 24, and the indexes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just like the previous one. But when we will start comparing step 1, 9 with 10, there will be no swapping because all are in proper position, and here we are arranging the list in ascending order. Okay. Then 10 with 20, no swapping, 20 with 26, no swapping, 26 with 24, here only one time swapping. Okay. It means that I want to explain you one important thing is that here it is taking only one iteration and the list is sorted. It means that if the list is nearly sorted, then it is taking very minimum number of iteration. But if the list is totally in disorder way, then it is taking n minus 1 iteration. N minus 1 iteration, and we do not know in which way the user has inputted the list, whether the user has inputted the list in nearly sorted order or in average order or in totally disorder order, and for that reason we use n minus 1 iteration in general. Now I am writing the algorithm so that it will be easy for you to understand. Here I have written the comparison sort algorithm in a very simple approach. Okay, let us start explaining. Here I have used the sort algorithm name, method name, that is sort, procedure name, whatever you may want to say, you can say. Then for j equal to 0, j less than n minus 1, j plus plus. Let assume that the list consists of 5 elements. Suppose the list name is A and the list consists of 9, 2, 1, 7, 6, any number, you may enter any number. Then j equal to 0, and here when you will start writing the program, obviously the first index value is 0, but at the time of explanation you may say it is 1, no problem theoretically, but practically it is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this loop will be continued from 0 to 4, it means that 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Then for I equal to 0, I less than n minus 1, n minus 1, here also the loop will be continued from 0 to 3, I plus plus. Inside the inner for, this is outer for and this one is inner for. What happens? This loop will be continued for 4 times, and at each time inside the inner for loop we will check if a of I is greater than a of I plus 1. It means that if this one is greater than this one, then there will be swapping. Yes, this one is greater than this one, so 2 will come here, then 9 will be here. Then next, if this one 9 will be greater than this, yes, 1 will come here, then 9 will come here, then 9 with 7, then 7 will come here, 9 will come here, then 9 with 6, 6 will come here, then 9 will be here. It is the after the first iteration. After the first iteration, the inner loop will perform the operation and we will get this type of output. It means that after the first iteration, the j value will be 1 here. Then the next iteration, because the j will be continued from 0 to 3. So 4 times we have to specify how the operations are executed and in which way it is sorting the list. So, when the j value is 1, the condition is true and it will again enter to this part and it will start comparing. This one is greater than this one, yes, 1 will come here, 2 will come here, this one is greater than this, no, this one is greater than this, yes. So, swapping, when there will be a greater value in the previous position, there will be a swapping. Then this one is greater than this, no. So, at the end of second iteration, we will get this type of output, but as it is comparison set and the loop will be continued till n minus 1 time, here also n minus 1 time. So, here again and again we will perform the condition, checking of condition, but it is clearly visible that after second iteration we have got the output. But in this sorting approach, whether the loop will be sorted after one iteration or two iteration, it does not matter. The loop will be continued for n minus 1 time, which is fixed in case of this type of sorting algorithm. The advantages of this sorting approach, this sorting algorithm is that it is very simple to implement, but because it uses only iterative approach and there is no recursion, nothing. But the disadvantage of this sorting algorithm is that in this case the loop will be continued for n minus 1 time, but it may happen that after 1 or 2 iteration or 3 iteration the list will be sorted, and this is only a single disadvantage, and for that reason for larger set of data set generally programmer does not, they do not prefer to use this type of algorithm. It is very simple one for easy or for less number of list. I hope you have got some basic idea on comparison sort. In the next session we will discuss on more sorting approaches, more better and effective approaches, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great time.